And we are live. It is D. Don Juan Banks. It is Tommy Razorstein and Jon Bones Jones, 21-1, former UFC light heavyweight champion of the world, is getting into it with the interim. I'm sorry, not the interim, the UFC light heavyweight champion of the world, Daniel Cormier, 17-1, the only loss coming to the hands of Jon Bones Jones. First, DC says that weightlifting will not help Jon Jones. This is what is stated in the Bleacher Report. But Jones snapped back, so don't go anywhere. He trashed the bodybuilding looking Jon Jones, and Jon Jones snapped back. He dissed him back. Listen, this was the Bleacher Report. UFC star Jon Jones has issued. I'm sorry. We want to go to what Daniel Cormier said first. Because Daniel Cormier release a statement first. And he helped Jon Jones. And we have it right here from MMA News. Cormier saying putting on muscle will not help Jon Bones Jones. We're going to play the video and then give Razorstein a chance to respond for this. Tommy Razorstein,
what's up, man? How you doing?
How are you doing? We wanted to get into the article. We're having a couple of technical difficulties, but the video is playing right now. Daniel Cormier saying that weightlifting, muscle mass, bulk will not help Jon Jones in their rematch that we are speculating to take place next year.
Yeah, I know. I agree to that, Don. And I have some theories on that. And you can, say, oh, it's horse shit, blah, 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 blah. But you ever see the offensive linemen in football?
Yes.
They're not all pure muscle. And I go, oh, that's because they're fucking, big fat slobs and they're not, athletes. Oh, fuck that, man. They're the second highest paid, position in football. And it's there for a reason. Those people are athletes. To be able to stop, Trent Cole, you have to be a fucking athlete. To be able to stop these, people rushing in, you have to be amazing. To give your quarterback time, you have to be amazing. So where am I going with that? Is this. They aren't 100% pure muscle. They got some weight to them. They got a little bit of fat to them, right? But I think that keeps them nice and loose. I think that they're able to maneuver a little bit because they have, fat instead of muscle, which I think gives them that more fluid movement instead of a bulky muscle that, is going to drain out fast. Like if they're all pure 100% muscle, they might not be as, fluid. They might have like too bulky, and their muscles, all that blood pumping through all those muscles, and would give out a lot faster. They would burn out a lot faster. I mean, they're burning fat. They're not like using all their muscle. So I think that in that aspect, Jon Jones, if he is too big and muscular, he might not be able to last in the later rounds, having all that blood pumping through his muscles. And he might not be as fluid. He might be a little bit bulky. I mean, that's reality. And on top of that, if he does, get up, to like what, 240, I guess. I mean, he's a big fucking giant light heavyweight. Now he's going to be even bigger. It's going to be really hard to get down to light heavy. I mean, he's a fucking monster at light heavy. He's bigger now. It's going to be really hard to get down that, and suck that weight.
And Tony Razorstein, I have to agree with you. UFC, courtesy of MMA News, UFC light heavyweight champion Daniel Cormier is keeping an eye on Jon Jones, who recently posted a video training for his comeback. The two are rumored to fight again in 2016. Jones has been putting on new muscle mass, and Cormier says that won't necessarily help him in their rematch. Maybe he feels that by getting stronger is going to make him a better fighter, Cormier said on MMA Hour. The reality is, when I saw him getting so bulky as a competitor, I thought, wow, this isn't bad for me. This isn't bad for me as a competitor, because the Jon Jones that was kind of skinny and maybe wasn't the bulkiest guy, it all worked. Helwani, it all worked. His body, the way his body was, it worked. It allowed him for range. It allowed him for speed, optimal speed. It allowed him for quickness and agility. Looking at all the extra bulk, to me, I was like, well, maybe this will slow him down. Maybe he won't be the fastest guy. Maybe this guy is messing with what was giving to him. In reality, what has been given to him is perfect. Jon Jones immediately responded back to Daniel Cormier, saying that the bulk may slow him down, the bulk may stop him from defeating him. And Jon Jones said this. He issued a stern warning, saying this: if you honestly think transforming 10 pounds of fat into muscle will slow me down, you're sadly mistaken. I appreciate your concerns, DC. We're going to see how slow I am when I foot sweep you on your ass again. Tommy Razorstein. These two are getting into it already. Are you, first, I got to ask you this big question. I'll answer it too, but this is a big question that I'm about to ask you right now. Razorstein, you have a keen eye. You're the best MMA analyst on YouTube today. You knew Vitor Belfort was using steroids. You knew Alistair Overeem was using steroids. Is Jon Bones Jones using performance enhancement drugs?
Are you saying Jon Jones could possibly be doing drugs?
I didn't say cocaine. I said, he's not a coke guy. He's a marijuana guy. He's a weed guy.
Maybe that's how he's going to lose the weight. I get it now. Oh, I get it now.
Oh, Razorstein throwing some
I get it now. All right. So he bulks up, and then he's just going to do coke to cut down to the weight, because he is a coke addict.
We're not going to like this, Razorstein, what you're saying right now.
Don, he likes coke. He likes doing coke. He's a really good cokehead. That's what he likes doing. He don't care about smoking pot. That's bullshit. He likes coke. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So what he likes doing. He won't admit to it though. And I'm gonna hassle the shit out of him and bust his balls, because I know that's what he likes and what he likes to do.
Look, Ariel Helwani right in the eye, and he said he is not a cokehead. So you're going to tell the people that he is a cokehead? You're going against Jon Bones Jones?
Yep.
He said he only likes weed and drinking. He's like every other person out there.
You think he's afraid to lie? He'll kick you in the nuts in the middle of a fight and poke you in the eye. Hit you with a 12-6 elbow. You think that he's afraid to lie to little ass Ariel Helwani to build up his PR? Please. You know what?
Okay.
You know how hard it is to get caught doing coke? That's the thing too. It's not easy getting caught doing coke. If you get caught doing marijuana, well, it might take a while to get out of your system. I understand. But coke's out of your system was fast. It was like, oh, it's so coincidental. It's so coincidental that you just did coke that day, and the next day you had a drug test. How about that?
Tommy Razorstein, the pictures are up right in front of everybody. Exclusive photos. Jon Jones has transformed since 2013. Look at that, Tommy Razorstein. I don't believe that Jon Jones is on steroids. He's not a steroid guy. He's not a coke guy. He's a weed guy. Well, we all know that he really is a cokehead. But
I think,
okay, Tommy, Jon he never tested positive for steroids, performance enhancement drugs, but some people, they were speculating some other things when one of his testosterone tests was watery or something like that.
I don't know. I have no idea.
See that?
I don't know
Tommy, I cannot see Jon Jones doing steroids. I mean, that would be really, really dumb. I don't know why he would want to do that.
I don't know. I don't know, Don.
Does
You
this
know,
phase you? Does this, or is it any concerns when you see this right here? What you're showing, what we're showing right
he
now?
is bigger. He is definitely bigger. I mean, he could have put that on naturally. It's possible, but like, you know, everything that comes out of his mouth is usually a lie. Everything, Don. So
While you're on
I
that
don't know why
subject,
he
let's
would
hear
do
from
it.
Jon Jones. He's always on Instagram and YouTube. Let's hear from him.
Critics of my workout videos, guys, fighter, pretty good one. Never claimed to be a bodybuilder or a power lifter. Just doing it to get in shape on exercise. And I'm only 6'10".
Well, he says he's not on that. He says, you know, he's just doing it to keep himself in shape. Um, Tommy, I still got
There's
Jones going into this fight with Daniel Cormier. I think it's a good thing that he's spending time doing good things with his recreation other than snorting cocaine, because we all know that Jon Jones is in love with the cocoa. But
he loves it, man. I mean, that's what it is. I don't think he's on steroids. I don't because you know
okay,
what? I think I think he'll get caught doing that again. But like,
yeah,
he can't stop doing coke.
again, he was never caught. But Razors, don't do this to me. You
Stay on a drug test. All right,
okay?
that's what.
Oh, okay, got you.
Stay on a drug test. But I don't think he's gonna stop doing coke. I think that he'll just, you know, try not to get caught.
How do you try not to get caught with a PO and drug tests and all? How when will he do it?
I don't know, man. I mean, how many times have we been down this road before with Jon Jones? Where like, oh, do you think he'll really do that? Oh my God, he did do that. Do you think he'll really do? Oh, yep, he did that. You know, maybe he's just no, he did it again. Like it happens all the time with him, all the time, Don. He's a pound for pound best in the world, and he acts like a friggin' lunatic. I mean, the crazy thing is like this is like in his prime. He's not like, you know, 45 years old and he's talking about, you know, his glory days and all sorts of shit, and he's on coke and he, you know, running around like Daryl Strawberry or some shit. You know, he's in his prime and he's a UFC fighter. How the hell do you get away with doing that shit? It's amazing.
We got 1 minute, Razor Stein. I don't believe he's on steroids. I still believe he's into the coke, the weed and drinking. Who cares? No one's going to care about that.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I know he's. They always say when you're going through rehab, get a hobby. You know, do something else with yourself. I'm happy that he's doing this with himself. He's keeping himself in shape. He has the best coaches in the world with Greg Jackson's camp. So I don't really think that this is going to really affect him. But with the last 30 seconds, how do you see this fight playing out? I know we're not even in the training camp so far, but people always want to hear what you got to say, Razor Stein.
I think he's going to throw those goddamn oblique kicks and throw off DC's pace. He's going to grind with him. He's going to keep it a distance fight a little bit more this time than going into DC's world. I can't imagine him doing it again, but he might. And I just see Jones pick him apart better this time, and seeing where Gustafsson was able to, find some flaws in DC's armor, and I think he's going to pick DC apart.
Live from South Korea, the best MMA analyst on YouTube today. Check him out on his Facebook and Tommy Razor Stein. Tommy Razor Stein, the Don Juan Banks. Thank you.
Peace out.
Peace.